I never thought that they'd be potentially like a top 3 hip-hop group of all time, even though they were great, so. Hey, it's 50 for 50 with Hennessy and District Magazine. I'm Stevie G. Let's go! I'd always say Rakim, his diction and his delivery, and he's just so smooth for a couple of years. Like, I'm not going to say it's the greatest catalogue over like album upon album, but I just think Rakim is so special. But I'm going to say Lauryn Hill as well, because no one could beat her, what she was doing at the time. She was really like thriving. I'm going to say Bahamadia, but she's from Philadelphia. Lots of my favorite MCs are women, you know. She's just a killer MC. She's still active. It's just at a time when there was so much stuff coming out. She did some amazing rap records with Primo and people like that. She did a great drum and bass record with Ronnie Size from Bristol called New Forms.
Logic, Tice, limericks to raw form to form, new forms of mood for you to root on, into millennium.
Which is a really special record for me as well. So Bahamadia, we'll say that today anyway. People like Tupac and Bob Marley have almost transcended that globally. And Eminem is an artist like that. It's not personally my style. I shouldn't say him because he's actually one of those, he's a student of hip hop himself and he respects it. So there's a certain degree of people would say, oh, he's the greatest of all time. And I wouldn't agree with that, but I totally respect what he's done for the culture. So. Oh wow, because I actually did get married to probably a hip hop. I had Stevie Wonder's Hey Love.
Hey love, baby. Can you feel this burning fire?
We got married, that was the first track we had. And I actually only got introduced to it through hip hop by De La Soul, who did a song of the same name from the De La Soul is Dead album, talking about Hey Love. So we're going to say Stevie Wonder, Hey Love. The breakdancing scene kind of took off in Ireland, like everywhere, in a mainstream way that happened with like BMXing and skating and yo-yos, and everywhere in the mid-80s when I was a young kid was popping off with hip-hop. So visually I can remember Whistle Just Bugging on top of the pops. So it's kind of not someone who people are going to know these days, but check out Whistle Just Bugging. These guys are fly.
Persisted to prohibit, so the plot is playing flunk.
Oh man, I have to say J Dilla, you know, like we could go anywhere there. I remember being from there at the start of that journey. We used to call him JD back in the day with Slum Village, and even before that with Oma and stuff when he was knocking around with D'Angelo, Raphael, Sadiq, Ali Shahi, Muhammad and Q-Tip. I suppose the Claire and the Players one is pretty good, so.
You can't play the game to you. Sound the same man you claim to be something you ain't and won't be without SP. That's right.
Anything by J Dilla, man. He's the greatest, so. I did grow up on MTV, MTV Raps, and those videos were like a religion to me, so Farside with some of the stuff they were doing. Beastie Boys has some great ones too, but Farside with that whole reverse cut thing they were doing, it's just amazing.
They envy me in the making of my mad currency. Currently, I think we're in the state of an emergency. Cause then sold they souls and now they sold.
And the tools we have, but just getting creative is just, it's amazing. It doesn't have to be big budget, even though I'm sure some of them were, but yeah, Farside. Physically bought was Public Enemy, I guess. Straight Outta Compton, I guess, as well, NWA. So that was a story because there was this like TV ad in Ireland in the 80s, and it was like for Bisto or something, and these two kids smelt this kind of like thing and they ran down the street, and it literally was like that. I was walking down Patrick Street after school, Grand Parade onto Oliver Plunkett Street, and I could hear this music. I was into punk and whatever, new wave, and I heard this thing. It was like nothing I'd ever heard before, and I went in. It was Comet Records where I eventually ended up working, and I went in upstairs and said, just give me that. It was Straight Outta Compton was playing like so loud, and that was it. So I bought it on the spot, yeah. I mean, you could say one of the guys, the DJ's kind of gone from hip hop now, or like Grandmaster DST, Scratch Live and like one of the Grammys with Herbie Hancock. People like Deborah Harry with Blondie when they were bringing it to the audience, like the white European audience, just bringing that to the mainstream audience. I gotta give it up for Kanye for a few years for what he was doing, but like it probably wouldn't apply to now. I don't know. The first one I thought, I would say Pharrell. I mean, it's hip-hop culture, so Pharrell, yeah. I've met a lot of the old school guys and girls, so the only one I didn't really meet properly was Cool DJ Herc, so I'm going to say him. Cool DJ Herc. Just say thanks for 50 years of hip-hop and respect. I've been to so many shows that were really good. I'd say Sly and Robbie. It's not necessarily hip-hop, but we hosted them in 2009, and it's part of sound system culture, which if we didn't have it, we wouldn't have hip-hop, so... The sound system that they brought and the vibe that they brought and like that whole culture informs everything, whether we're into drum and bass, garage, hip hop, drill, whatever. So yeah, it's gonna say Sly and Robbie. Maybe Been a Marauders by A Tribe Called Quest. It's one of my things that I'm into most about rap, the whole culture of vinyl and the photography of it. So I'm just gonna say Midnight Marauders today, but there could be so many, you know. From, say, the early 90s, when I heard Southern Playlistic by Outkast, I never thought that they'd be potentially like a top 3 hip-hop group of all time, even though they were great. So let's just say Outkast. Oh man, if it's 5-a-side for soccer, it could be interesting. But let's for hip-hop, we'll say we'll have on the turntables, we'll have Jam Master Jay. And out front, mixture of some of the girls, maybe Sha Rock from the old school, she's one of my favourites. Gonna put Lauren Hill in there. We're gonna have Jay Dilla as a producer, hype man and a rapper. We're gonna put Q-Tip out there maybe. And my most listened to artist of all time is from hip hop culture, it's Frank Ocean. Even I'd say I've even caught up, even though he's only the last 15 years. Yeah, Frank Ocean, I guess. My favourite label, I suppose historically it's been maybe Stone's Throw back in the day, Def Jam obviously, just a wide catalogue, a lot of my favourite artists, Madlib, Dilla, Peanut Butter Wolf, I respect the guy a lot, Charisma, R.I.P. They've moved forward with Dame Funk and into other genres too, so that's what hip hop was all about. I was kind of around for a lot of things. I wish I'd paid a bit more attention when I first bought my first MPC in the late 90s. I wish I'd stuck it out a little bit more. I'm producing a lot, but I feel like I'm playing catch up a little bit. But it's easier these days. But let's just say the late 70s in the Bronx or wherever. Oh man, we're gonna say Slow Jams off the bat by Kanye. Outkast, So Fresh, So Clean is good, if you could call it that. Big Papa, Tupac did a few, like Keep Your Head Up. Let's just go for Slow Jams by Kanye and Twista and the crew.
Arm and game, some Luther Vandross, a little Anita, but definitely set this party alright.
Best feature, well, LL Cool J got a lot of them in there in the I Shot You remix, but why not, man? It's LL Cool J, he is hip-hop.
I conversate with many men, it's time to begin again. Forgot what I already knew, you hear me, friend?
I got the Kangol hat on today, so LL. This has been 50 for 50 with Hennessy and District, myself, Stevie G. Here's to another 50. I'll be there. Let's go.